In his UNESCO publication, Jacques Delors describes the goals for education as not only personal development but also establishing positive relationships among people, groups, and even entire nations. It is through education that we learn to know, do, and be. The more we know, the more we can do, but perhaps the most important part of Delors' statement is learning to be, as that shapes how we treat one another.
The design was qualitative in nature. The methodology used was a semi-structured interview with a colleague who we will refer to as Bob. A born Guyanese citizen, Bob has a PhD in philosophy and 18 years classroom teaching experience. Not only has Bob taught in local Guyanese schools and our international school, but he also teaches part-time for the local university, making him an ideal candidate for this interview. Along with a review of the interview transcript, a word cloud was generated to look for patterns of commonly used terms. Then, a graph was created for some key terms to see who was speaking. This was used as a focus tool to look for context and theme in the interview. Literature reviews and research from previous course tasks along with consideration of Marzano's highly effective strategies were integrated with the interview to synthesize this action plan.
Generating a word cloud yielded some terms and themes that may have otherwise remained hidden. 4 of the most common terms, interviewer, participant, right, and just, were removed before generating the cloud because they refer to the speaker, used as a frequent acknowledgement of what the other speaker was saying, or in the case of just, was a very common term used in a variety of contexts. Many of the moderately common terms reflect important ideas and approaches to pedagogy worth investigating. Looking at some of the more common terms, need, want, and help, were quite common. All 3 were used in context of providing engaging instruction and promoting a positive atmosphere. Some terms were leading terms, meaning that the interviewer was specifically leading the conversation in that direction. Other terms were mentioned mainly or entirely by Bob to express his methods and beliefs as an educator. All of these actions are means to differentiate to students as a group, as well as individually. Let's elaborate on each one a little bit more. It seems obvious, but celebrating diversity and actively promoting mutual respect regardless of differences will make a safer, more positive learning environment. This is precisely what Delors is referring to when he talks about learning how to be. As a teacher, one of your best opportunities for whole group differentiation is to use social learning regularly. Not only does it promote respect and compassion, but it is an opportunity to make any lesson work for a variety of learners. It is collaborative in nature, and any number of Marzano's highly effective strategies can be built into the learning activity. Not only is it cooperative, social learning offers regular opportunities for feedback, recognition, and critical thinking practices. As educators, if we can offer lessons that are student-centered, we encourage learning on a much deeper level. Student-centered is social, collaborative, cooperative learning. We can also make lessons more student-centered by giving our students choices and options for how they want to satisfy the requirements of the curriculum. Student-centered learning will increase engagement as well as the likelihood of success. A teacher's best resource is their colleagues. Collaboration is not only good for students, but also for teachers. Through professional collaboration, teachers can address challenges, share best practices, and integrate themes of study. Integrated learning encourages learning at a deeper, more holistic level, and that is why it is at the heart of some of the most rigorous curriculum programs like the International Baccalaureate program.
The use of technology offers almost limitless opportunities, and as Bob said in his interview, a significant number of hazards. Plan to use technology in such a way as to ensure that students do not use it as a substitute for learning but as a tool to learn. Using technology offers great opportunities for some of Marzano's highly effective strategies like creating organizers, summarizing, comparison, and even app strategies like sourcing primary documents. It also offers almost limitless differentiation opportunities. Use it daily in your classroom. As a teacher, another great practice to incorporate in instruction is student goal setting and reflection. Metacognition encourages self-management and autonomy. It's good for all learners, regardless of current academic level.
Objectives and feedback are among Marzano's highly effective strategies. Bob also mentioned the importance of providing feedback and making sure students know the objective in his interview. Both go hand in hand with goal setting and metacognition. It's just good practice. Use data to drive your focus and interactions with your students. This data can come from observations and formative assessments or standardized testing. Though many students struggle with standardized testing, it is here to stay, at least for now anyway. The data produced is actually very useful if utilized to shape focused learning activities. Test results should not be a mark of shame or bragging right of a school, but an indicator of how to move forward with instruction, both to differentiate for whole group lessons and to individualize activities to meet the needs of diverse students. As a teacher, know how to read the data, and how to use it. In conclusion, there are many things teachers can do to create and maintain a compassionate learning environment where all are challenged and can succeed. The actions and techniques listed here are just a few, but they are research-based and work. So, use them to help your students learn to know, do, and be. Here is a list of references used to make this presentation. Thank you and have a great day.